Hi, wonderful people. Welcome back to the Sim Podcast. Before I go any farther, I'd like to honestly thank you all for the immense support on the previous episode. I had a couple of people calling and telling me how much they could relate to the feeling of being behind in life and the comparisons they had with other people, and how they now see the importance of being grateful and content in the present moment. From the bottom of my heart, I'm absolutely grateful that this podcast could be an eye opener to someone out there. Thank you so much. Today, we're talking about decisions we all have to make at certain points in our lives. There is this excerpt I love from a book titled The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. I hope I'm saying that right. Anyways, this piece perfectly sums up today's topic. So basically, Esther Greenwood, the protagonist of the book, envisions her life spreading out before her like the branches of a tree, with each branch having ripe fruit on it. And this fruit represented a different calling for her future. One fruit represented a man in finance, trust funds, 6'5", blue eyes, while there was another fruit that represented Yusuf, who always bought her Rolexes, the ones with the nyanya and bissi. Hey! Another fruit offered fame as a musician. Another represented the life of a brilliant professor. There was a fruit for traveling around the world, and another for becoming an Olympic champion. And beyond this, there were countless more fruits, each symbolizing a possibility she couldn't fully see. But there she was, sitting at the center of the tree, paralyzed by indecision, because she wanted to have every fruit for herself. But she knew that choosing one meant losing all the others. Unable to decide, she watched helplessly as the fruits began to rot and turn black, eventually dropping to the ground and out of reach. Just like Esther in this story, many of us find ourselves stuck at the center of our own fruit trees, staring at the endless possibilities before us. We feel the weight of having to make the right decision, knowing that picking one fruit means letting go of all the others. It's a pressure that can leave us feeling overwhelmed, and sometimes we end up making no decision at all and letting all these opportunities slip away. Having so many choices for your future at your fingertips can be exciting, and yet this excitement comes with a lot of pressure. For example, for your career, there's pressure for you to choose between a 9 to 5 that will make you a pretty decent amount of money, yet you absolutely hate your job. Or you could choose to follow your passion that will force you to be silent when you and your friends have a reunion, because it doesn't pay the bills or match up to the big things that your friends are doing for themselves. What do you choose in this situation? Do you opt for financial stability but feel unfulfilled and depressed? Or do you chase your dreams, risking financial insecurity? And then there's the fear of disappointing those who have invested so much time, effort, and money into you, which adds fuel to the fire. Like that one teacher who sees great potential in you, and like every time people come around, they're like, you see that girl, she's going to become someone great in the future. Or your parents, especially your parents, who have financed your education and basically most of your life. You're desperate to make them proud and to live up to their expectations, to show them that all their sacrifices were not in vain. But at what cost? Sometimes we find ourselves living other people's dreams instead of our own, which can lead to a lifetime of regrets. But then, if you're unable to make a decision, you're going to miss out on all those opportunities. It's a reminder that sometimes the worst decision is no decision at all. But then how do we approach choosing between money and passion? The first step is to examine yourself. Figure out what you like, what you hate, what you're good at, and what you're terrible at, so you're better able to understand yourself. Because if you don't know what you're looking for, you're never going to find it. I know we've all had that one moment we walk into a room and then go, what was I looking for again? But then tell me which one of you ever searched the room, not knowing what you were looking for. It just doesn't make any sense. Secondly, surround yourself with passionate people, because the fastest way to do things that you don't think could be done is to surround yourself with people who are already doing them. A wise man once said, "You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Sometimes you don't need to change your goals, but just need to change your surroundings. Many people don't acknowledge the fact that the company we choose to keep closest to us have a very significant impact on our lives. They can shape our thoughts, our attitudes, and even our decisions, many times in ways we might not immediately see or recognize, be it our family or our friends or our colleagues. Their beliefs, their behaviors, and their values can slightly, gradually yet significantly change our own. Even the Bible instructs us on this in Proverbs 13, verse 20, where it says to walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. It goes on to caution us not to make friends with a hot-tempered person or associate with one who is easily angered, or you may learn their ways and get yourself ensnared. This is in Proverbs 22, verse 24 to 25. And not only that, but it even goes on in 1 Corinthians 15:33 to say not to be misled because bad company corrupts good character. So, with all that information, know to surround yourself with people who inspire you to grow and do better and achieve more, And lastly, ask questions. Find people who are where you want to see yourself and inquire on how they got there. Ask about the pros and cons, their experiences in that field or industry. Ask for recommendations and apply all this learned knowledge to your life. My music teacher gave a talk recently and he quoted the Chinese proverb, "He who asks a question is a fool for 5 minutes, while he who doesn't ask questions remains a fool forever." We have to remember that we're not the first ones to go down these different paths, so we should utilize the experiences of the ones that came before us, asking questions like what they wish they'd known before starting out, the trials they faced and how they overcame them, things as such. Their experiences can provide valuable insights. They're like a manual that help you to make clearer decisions. So as we navigate the challenging decisions between money and passion, let's not forget the importance of learning from those who have walked the path before us. By asking the right questions and applying the wisdom we gain, we can make more informed choices that align with our true desires and goals. Remember, it's not just about making a decision, it's about making the right one for you. I encourage you to take some time to reflect on where you want to go and who can help guide you on that journey. Don't be afraid to reach out, to ask questions, and seek advice. You have the power to shape your future. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of the Speak Your Mind podcast. I hope this discussion inspires someone out there to take charge of your choices and pursue a path that truly resonates with you. I'm your friendly neighborhood host, Grace Opendo. Till the next one, bye!